To battle, packmates, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command. Orion Pirates. I'm Admiral Tarek of the battleship Thunderfang, as we continue our campaign against the Hydran Star Kingdom. And not much of a kingdom is left. They have a grand total of 9 tiles, and we will steadily destroy them. But before we can do that, we have to go home, because we took a pretty decent amount of damage in the last mission, and it is time for us to head back, resupply, repair, and maybe find an interesting ship to jump over into. It has been noted that we maybe want to switch over into an X-type heavy cruiser, but I'm not totally sold on that just about yet. Things could be fine. We also have enough finally to pick up enough interceptors for us to refill our full complement, so I think I'm actually going to do that instead, because it would be nice to keep this ship in mostly working order. It'll be 880 prestige. Yeah, I'm good on everything else. I don't really need anything. So let's see. Any mission come up that's interesting? We've got an ambusher and a shipyard defense. We'll take the ambusher mission just for a little bit of cash, get ourselves in a slightly more comfortable position rather than, well, scraping the bottom of the barrel, which is dangerous and not something that we want to do. We have managed to apparently jump a light cruiser, and he has launched his fighters already. Unfortunately, it looks like he only has 4 of them. We're probably going to be able to bowl him over. So with that in mind, let's actually cut all engine speed. I forgot. We don't get to move for the first part of the match. We sit here and we wait for the phase capacitor and the expanding sphere generator capacitor to charge up to full power. Otherwise, well, we can't charge at an efficient rate, which is a little bit weird, somewhat annoying, and something we have to deal with on a fairly regular basis. If I can use just my secondary weapons to kill you and not have to rely on my phasers, I might be able to destroy you before everything else goes off. Let's make sure that we set our systems up now that we have time to move. We're going to go with maximum shield reinforcement, a full ECM of 6, and get the disruptors ready to hopefully knock him down. I really, really do not want to set up my ESG to a defensive mode. I would very much like to use it as offensively as possible. It's a very fun weapon that I like to use, and I won't be able to use it if he forces me to shoot. So disruptors, weaken them a little bit. Alright, we're just gonna ignore him. Those 2 fighters will not stop us anymore. Our forward shield was able to take the hit, and sure, they can fire their phaser gatlings as much as they want, but they have reached the point where, unfortunately, we're about to kill his mothership. So let's just make sure that our phase is in a loaded mode. Yeah, you're done. Even if you catch me on that corner, I am going to be able to blitz you. Easy. An ambush mission. For once, we actually faced an enemy which made sense because we ambushed them. Although he was a light cruiser. If he had gone in the opposite direction to us, he probably would have made it away. So a little bit of a bad plan by him, but hey, we can't judge too harshly. We don't know what sort of orders he had. So let's pop down over here to keep sieging the planet. We have an Enigma mission or an asteroid assault. We'll take Enigma. Enigma tends to not be too terrible, and if we get the right spawning position, we can actually be pretty aggressive on it, because the AI will prioritize shooting the Enigma ship, and we got the good spawning position. Excellent. Oh yeah, we can't move. We'll move a little bit. Let's drop the phase capacitor. Give me some power so I can actually haul this bucket somewhere. And it doesn't really matter if it takes a little while longer for the phasers to actually fully charge. We'll be able to kick this up to full power. What really matters is getting the ESGs working. And that takes time. That takes a pretty significant... well, it takes about a turn. Because they have an absolutely voracious appetite for power. And once they're fully charged, it frees up so much energy on this ship. So, come on, almost done with the ESGs. Still haven't looked at the enemy. Oh, there he is. It's an X-type heavy cruiser. Excellent. That's exactly what I want to fight. An X-type heavy cruiser who's going to focus all his weapons on someone who isn't me. So we're back up to full phaser capacitor charge rates. And that'll actually give us a pretty decent amount of clip out of speed. And now, we're fully charged. Let's go maximum electronic countermeasure, or maximum electronic countermeasure, and forward shield. We probably don't need the ECM system, because he's not going to be able to destroy this before we make it to him. I don't think. Could be wrong on that. But let's just put a lot of power into engines just so we get on top of them. That's the goal. Just a quick check. Do you have anything on board? Anything to steal? You do not. So I'm just going to ignore you entirely. Sometimes they have medical supplies. Sometimes they have dilithium crystals. But this time they have nothing. And so we don't care. And we will allow him to self-destruct on his own measure. Unless, you know, he could kill him. Is he a heavy bombardment cruiser or just a normal X-type CA? He is just a normal X-type CA, so we're not dealing with 8 million Hellbore cannons. because that would be terrifying. Alright, phasers to overload. Disruptors will keep to normal. ESG is on minimum distance and at full charge. We'll run right into him and hopefully knock him dead. Oh! E. That's a bit of a problem. So the bit of a problem comes from the fact that those fighters are not going to come for me and they're killing B3s. Not good. Cut speed quickly. I need more power to other systems and I need it now. ESG to... Oh, you're gonna... This is not good. All phasers defensive. Okay, that worked. Any weapon you got, pour it through. Hey, we managed to open them up on two sides. Not bad. Let's actually pull away a little bit. Our stern shield is pretty badly damaged, but we did actually cause a pretty nice amount of damage to him. Now, the reason why that was able to be pulled off is purely because he fired his entire first salvo at, well, someone who wasn't going to fight. Is our rear shield? Look at that. Our rear shield exists. I'm going to inform the computer that I require maximum electronic countermeasures at all times, and to not skimp on that in the slightest. We are going to slow down, try and give us as much time to recharge our other systems as possible, and start firing... Oh, that was a lot of disruptor misses. I was hoping to get a little bit in on that with the disruptors. ESGs, not yet charged. Bring it down to minimum radius, because we want to cause maximum damage once again. We have forward shield energy. Alright, so we are once again in a very aggressive position because we're a battleship, our forward shields are at full power, we have a decent amount of power in that forward shield, and these high returning disruptors are not yet ready, although that would be a perfect opportunity to have fired them. Unfortunately, we're half a turn away from being able to do that, and I'm not about to fire overloaded phasers at a target from this distance, but if you come in close, I will use it. Disruptors to soften them up now. Open them up. ESGs on. All phasers. Go for the full crack. Cracked. We did take a little bit of damage. I'm not super happy about that. Hopefully that will not be too badly reflected, but it did get through the shields and that did cause some issues. Flickering power systems and all that. 230 prestige for knocking out an X-type heavy cruiser, which is always a fun time. We'll pop down here, see if we can't secure this tile a little bit. We do want to get as much of a surround going on this planet as possible, because the more of a surround we get on it, the more helpless it is towards our machinations. So if we grab this one, cut it off from reinforcements as much as possible. Also, we'll be strangling off a tile, which hopefully we'll be able to make use of. We're being escorted today by the Raker, which is a heavy cruiser, was it? Just a CA? Yeah, it's a CAX, so this is a very stock heavy cruiser, just with the X-type phaser upgrade. That's pretty sad, actually, for current modern-day standards, if you think about it, because he's got, what, 6 phaser X's and 4 disruptors and 2 ESGs. We're running into destroyers who are packing 4 ESGs at least now. Okay, so we've got a single frigate, so I suppose I can't keep making fun of him too much, because our only opponent, frankly, doesn't deserve to be on the same battle map as us. Is that not charging for a reason? Do I have a damaged phaser around here? Yes, I do. Interesting. So we did actually take a pretty significant amount of damage right there. That's not great. But let's kick up the energy. We'll go the stereotypical maximum electronic countermeasure, maximum forward shield. We won't need it. Unless this frigate turns out to be way, way deadlier than I'm fairly certain the CU class is, we should be fine. It's like the Curious or something like that, and it's got like, I want to say at most it's got 4 fusion beams, but I don't even think it's got that. I'm pretty sure it's like 2. It might have Hellbores, but I'm almost positive that it's only got the fusion cannons. Let's find out. Let's not wait until we get all the way over there. Let's set a probe to figure out exactly what's going on here. No, you are the Hellbore version, and you're not terrible. He's got 4 Phaser X's, a Phaser G, and a Hellbore cannon. That's really not bad. First of all, he nailed us with the Hellbore cannon despite our defensive shift, which, kudos to you, sir. He's not going to survive what's about to hit him, but don't tell him that. Let him keep believing he's about to make a difference for the Empire, or Kingdom, or whatever. Disruptors. Opened up a shield. Missed most of them, but still opened up a shield. Let's see if we can't slow him down a little bit. We could not slow him down a little bit. Well, we did, but not sufficiently enough. Get back here! No, seriously. More powered engines. All powered engines. I want power to nothing other than engines, because I would like to hit him with this full power, 120 damage ESG ring. Thank you. He realized that a gigantic boulder was rolling towards him and tried to get away. It did not work. The boulder always wins. That's not true. If you're Romulans, you definitely beat the boulder. Alright, so now the tile taken, we'll pop over here just really briefly. I don't think we'll need to. Anomaly? Anomaly? I knew there was a reason why I didn't pop over here before. The anomaly mission is also a very, very glitchy mission. It has a chance of not working at all, in that it will crash. Hopefully it won't, and we will be able to continue on with this mission, because, you know, we're halfway through an episode, and I don't want to have to start re-recording an entire episode, because the anomaly mission decided to throw a hissy fit. We're being escorted today by the Angler, who apparently is a pirate... What was that, a destroyer? Yeah, a heavy war destroyer X3. He is equipped pretty decently. He's got a triplet of G-type plasma torpedoes, a single defensive one, and then he's packing a couple of light phasers. Nothing too special, nothing crazy to the party, but hey, you know, something interesting. So let's kick on and go. Now that we've sat here admiring the view of the nebula, we may now try and hunt down our enemies. Reinforce the forward shield, and just start taking from that shield budget as soon as you can. Also, again, ECM, very important to me. I wanted to stay on, especially because we're fighting a monarch. Hi there. Probe. Probe, tell me he's alone, please. Still, that'll be really, really nasty. Because he'll have fighters. We do also have fighters, but his fighters are better than our fighters, at least for the fighter bit. Yeah, everybody, get out here. Fly defense. I just bought you, and now I'm gonna probably lose you. Yeah, that's a lot of firepower. He is at least alone, aside from his fighters, which he will bring in many, many numbers of them. The main problem that I'm gonna have with this is that! Gosh darn it! I hate anomalies. I hate anomalies so much. Like, it's almost difficult to describe how much I hate anomaly missions. Because of this very thing. We have detected the anomaly, it has become active, and we have lost all power. And so now, we coast to a stop. And we wait. And this is all that we do now. We sit here, and we wait for the anomaly to stop affecting our systems. And once that happens, then we can start fighting again. This has an interesting idea if you start already in combat range. But if you have to get to combat range before this happens, it just becomes tedious. Now, I think our pseudo-frigates can also be affected by this, so there's that much going for us. Do you have power yet? Anything? No? Okay. I think our pseudo-frigates can be affected by it, but I'm not 100% positive on that. I'm fairly certain fighters can't be. Hey, we have power again. Okay. All engine power. Wow, we've lost nearly 10 points of energy. What the heck? We should be at 84. We're at 77. 7 points down? Why? That is absurd to me, actually. I'm kind of miffed about having to be 7 points down in repairs. Do you realize how long it's going to take to fix all that power? Game, why do you do this? Or am I wrong? I'm almost positive I'm supposed to have 84. Well, at least his fighters are way ahead of the group. So that'll allow me to be set up quite nicely for a point defense bubble. Everybody come home right now. Okay, I think we got them all. Well, not all of them. Now we got them all. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually going to call them all home because I don't want them to die. I will send you back out should the need arise. But other than that, you're getting back on board here, and you're not going to complain. There. That opened up pretty good. Unfortunately, yeah, that was my... I was expecting the response from the Gatling phasers, and boy, did they respond. Luckily, there are now plasma torpedoes that are heading towards him, so hopefully that'll deal with him. Come on, get back on board. Just don't... I don't want you to die. Please tell me you didn't launch the shuttle. He did. He's just so fat that the shuttle is hidden. Okay, seriously? Get back on board the ship. I am not playing games with you. Get back on board. Thank you. Okay, so we're coming back around, and we need time. We need a lot of time, because, unfortunately, the ESG takes a lot of power, and we haven't been able to stop, which we kind of need to if we want to take him out completely. My forward shield is pretty much non-existent, which is not great. Our disruptors are not charging, also not great. Our ESGs are at half power, not great. But hey, we've got a full phase capacitor, so we're not totally screwed. Until, of course, suddenly all power drops. Like that. Luckily, we don't have the forward shield towards him, so we were a little bit defended. And if we need to, we can actually kick this on at any moment to defend ourselves. Hey, there goes the forward shield. Okay, that's not fun. That's more. That's even more. Well, we've lost an ESG. Oh no, we've only lost phasers at this point. That's good. And we've lost our forward starboard shield. As we slowly drift. This is frustrating. We've got him. Like, we've got him dead to rights. He's screwed. He cannot defend himself against what we can do to him. But we can't do anything because our ship requires so much maneuverability, and it keeps forcing us into this mission. Well, it doesn't keep forcing us. We've managed to avoid it for most of this time. But this mission is just so frustrating and annoying. And I hate it. I hate it so very much. Maybe not. I was like, I assume we're going to persevere, but then he got a beautiful blast in through everything. Engines back online, full power. Come on, use your ESGs, guys. Just start endless wave bombing him with ESGs. That's what I need right now. I need to get a free shot in here without him being able to charge his... Well, he got his systems back. So he's charging everything up. We're going to have to use phasers a bit preemptively, not like once we slam into him. At least we're starting to basically rip him apart piece by piece. Alright, ESG's to full power. Disruptors, about to come online. Laying more into him. He may get that forward shield around, but it's not going to save him. Okay, it didn't kill him either. Ow. Just so much damage is what we're taking. Ow. That mission was way more difficult than it needed to be. We had him dead to rights. Without a doubt. Had that been a normal patrol, we would have ripped him to shreds. And he wouldn't have been able to probably even get past our shields. As it is, it penalizes us 80 prestige for, I have no idea, and has dented us quite badly. Luckily, we didn't lose any pseudo-frigates, so they do have that going for us. Come on, I gotta head back home. I need to get a forward repair depot. Because traveling through this kind of space is just difficult. There's really nothing that we can buy at this point. I mean, there's another battleship, but we're way away from that. And we really don't even have enough to buy another CAX if we find one. Because even if we traded the ship in, which it won't let us do, we wouldn't be able to do that. No, thank you, Shipyard Defense. The last time I tried one of those, you kind of did some crazy stuff. And MET-17 Patrol is really buggy. So I'm kind of impressed that we actually got through the anomaly mission without the game crashing. Hey, planetary assault, sure, why not? We only have a couple of minutes left in the episode normally anyway. Maybe we'll be lucky. It'll be something easy. Red alert, increase speed, no, drop speed. Hey, it's a carrier. So it is a pure carrier. That's interesting. So it's not a monarch. Or maybe it isn't monarch and the other one is a matriarch or something. It's not super important. We're going off against PLPH-3, which unfortunately does have defenses, and being escorted today by the Whitefire, which is a frigate tender. Yeah, this is going to go great. All kinds of great. Because our primary heavy weapon has a maximum range of 3.99. And I don't think I have enough phaser firepower to crunch through his shield unless I'm at point-blank range. And he has 8 phaser X's, 32 phaser 3s essentially, because he's got phaser Gs, half the normal number of phaser 3s, but he has G-type phasers, and then he's got 8 Hellbores. Game, please. Kick on the speed, kick on the defenses, and we're going to have to rely heavily on the electronic countermeasure, otherwise we're going to die. I think we can take on the carrier without too much trouble, unless I suddenly see 2 more battleships. Let's find out if we're just running from this or not. Because if there's 2 more battleships out there, then I am not fighting that battle. No, it is just a single carrier, it looks like. Yep, that's all. Okay. So we take out the carrier. Hopefully we don't take too much damage to it, especially not to our forward shield, because we're going to have to get it right on top of the planet. That is non-negotiable. We have to go right on top of the planet in order to do anything we want to it. What's worse is we can't even do a high-speed pass maneuver, because we can't crash into the planet, otherwise we die. So we're going to have to survive quite a bit of incoming fire in order to actually handle this. I should have avoided this I should have definitely avoided a planetary assault. I had not quite fully internalized how much of a problem that would be. Maybe we'll be able to pull something off. I'm expecting his fighter launch at any moment now. Yeah, there they go. We've got 5, but they're stacked. It looks like we took a hit. How many are we dealing with? I need to know. 20. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's, avoid Mr. MNV X. I don't know why I thought I saw a K in there. And deploy my pseudo frigates in defense. Because they're gonna die, but they've got to be out. Okay, I can't buzz your guys if you come after me, but if you go after my pseudo frigates, then I can. Alright, get ready to buzz. Activate the buzzsaws now. Set all phasers to point defense mode, please. Here we go. Get ready for point defense work. Oh god. Wow, we've killed most of them. But they're not all dead. So, we have almost lost our forward shield. Not great. But we at least still have other shields. So long as our little fighters don't, try and kill us. Come on. There. Okay, so we're done dealing with fighters. It is just the Monarch versus us. Which is good. Except, of course, he has Hellbears. I had forgotten that. I don't know why I forgot that. I knew that he has that. And he is just ripping through my shields. Just bit by bit. Partially because he didn't have to worry about fighting me at the very beginning. He was able to just simply take advantage. Because we had to deal with his fighters first and weren't able to go for him. So he started off in a pretty nice position. Now, he is a lot more vulnerable than where he was prior to that. But still, I'm not super happy with what we're dealing with. Hi, power guys. There's nothing more important right now than having a fully powered, fully engineered, and yes, I understand that it's a large loop, but I don't think I'm going to be able to keep him in range. Nothing more important right now than our electronic countermeasures. Otherwise, we'll die. We're already taking a couple of nasty hits in through shields, and I think the entire port side shielding is gone. The forward port, and rear port are all just gone. So we're at 50% shields as we pull away. I haven't dealt as much damage as I'd like because he's still traveling at a speed of 8, which is still kind of battleship combat speed, sort of. But we're not dead yet. We need to be able to get our disruptors around on target while we just continue to, well, do donuts and repair. I'm surprised our power systems haven't taken a major hit. I mean, technically we are quite badly damaged. We can't stay in a broadside combat with him purely because his Hellbores outdo our disruptors. Mainly because his Hellbores don't care where they hit, they will always hit the most vulnerable part. I'm inside the bubble shield of my own little pseudo frigate, that's cute. Hi, faster, full power. Again, I know it's not at a minimum value, but I need the range effect from it. Also, because it does that. Hi, all phasers. And I do have a shield up in position. Looks like he's mostly crippled. I almost got them. He's almost down. Although he has managed to do significant damage to us. And that's the major problem, actually. Okay. PH 3. Come back home, guys.
Returning now.
I do not have a cloaking device.
Returning now.
I do not have a lot of heavy weapon systems. Get back on board or I swear I will turn this bus around. So, we have to get close. We have to get very close in order to cut through his shields. In order to get very close, in order to cut through the shields, we have to survive to that point. And I am not convinced we can do that. We're going to try, don't get me wrong, and we're going to use every trick we have in the book. Does that going to put my defense shift up any higher? No, it doesn't look like. I was hoping that I would get to a defense of, like, 3. But that does not appear to be the case. Shut that off, then. Oh, no, it was working. Okay, so he's trying to counter me. Come on, evasive maneuvers again. Come on, I want the evasive maneuvers working, guys. Because he was having problems dealing with that. Well, if the defense shift drops to 1, then I am going evasive maneuvers, and we'll see if that'll help us get in closer. But the problem is, I've got to use this at as close of a range as I can possibly get. Which is 0, but I can't quite get that close. Means I'm going to rely heavily on my phasers, which means my Marines need to be on point. So we're going to be hitting run, setting a probe just so I can set this up initially. There's nothing else to look at anyway. We're going to have to hit and run all of his important systems. And these important systems are the Phaser 4s, then the Hellbores. You. Oh, no. You have a quad mount. That goes first. So 4, there should be 1, 2, 3. Wait, really? 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh. Okay. So that first. Then these. And that's our entire queue. We need to successfully beam over and destroy all of that before we die. Pseudo frigates. You are deployed to attack mode. Because, hopefully, they will draw fire. That is the goal. Alright, get ready for this. This is rather terrifying, actually, because I have 4.5 points of energy in my forward shield right now. I am careening at maximum speed towards a planet. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Okay. Start to slow down, boys. Yeah, we're just gonna drift on into it. All up and select. Oh, stop, please. Engage. Alright, so our forward shield is down. We have taken only 2 points of energy damage. Let's see if I can't turn another shield in time. Just blast away. This has got to be basically a really ugly just ram into him and hope that you cause enough damage in time. Marines, how we doing? We've taken out most of the phaser force. It still has one left though. Keep all the fire going out. More Marines going over. They've nailed all the heavy weapons. Alrighty, so that worked. We just had to basically thrust our ship into the maw of death. Keep preparing. Don't ever stop. And 2 full boarding actions was finally able to do it. We're down to 24 Marines, and they're down to 10. So it worked. It actually worked. We survived. The only reason we actually survived and managed to pull that off was because, for some reason, planetary defenses assumed that the pseudo-frigate was the most dangerous target out there. I, for one, would like to buy them a bottle of champagne, because had they focused on me for that initial volley, we would have never made it into range. Send over the Marines. We got it. Nice job, everybody. We shouldn't have done that. Should not have been able to do that, but we did. So that is a victory in our hands. Now, granted, that won't give us the planet automatically. It still has too much of an Empire defense, but still, we pulled it off, which was important. It was very important. I'm quite happy about that. Although, the prestige that it's going to reward us is nowhere near enough to pay for the repairs that we just have. 495 prestige seems like a lot until we actually make it into hard dock, because we have a lot of Marines to replace, too. We spent a lot of them. Its Empire defense is down to 37, and it is almost surrounded. It is surrounded on most sides by our forces. But that is going to do it for today's episode. I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I post one of these videos, press that little bell icon. Leave a comment. I will see you all in the next episode.